Hello, I'm Dame. Learn the basics of Schoology and maximize your learning in this online platform. Join us for an orientation entitled Schoology 101 on Wednesday, September 2, 2020 via Facebook Live at NDMC, the first Notre Dame school in Asia. Dameans, let us learn together.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we adore you for your wisdom, which is and will always be beyond us. And we thank you for the special grace of reason, will, and memory that you engraved in us so we may know you, choose you, and remember you always. Truly, Lord, whatever our minds can reach is from you, through you, and for you. As we begin to study at this time, may we be filled by the gifts of your Holy Spirit, wisdom, understanding, counsel, fortitude, knowledge, piety, and fear of the Lord. Let us not be discouraged and lose hope in this time of pandemic, when almost all that we have been used to in our academic life has changed. Still, as Saint Eugene de Mazenod instilled in the Oblates, we leave nothing undared so we may reach and realize our hopes and dreams in life. May you be with us in this hour of learning, and in the rest of our lives be under your grace in your holy presence. May all our learning be towards knowing, choosing, and remembering you, so that our intellectual pursuit be truly fruitful and meaningful. Amen. Saint Eugene de Mazenod, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our live orientation this afternoon. I am Miss Maria Isalbayog, your moderator for this afternoon's orientation. Before we begin with our live orientation this afternoon, I would like to inform our viewers that if you have questions or concerns regarding the topic to be presented this afternoon, kindly leave them at the comment section. All right, I bet you're all eager to meet the team behind NDMC's new online learning platform, the Schoology. So without further ado, let me introduce to you the team headed by our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Engineer Roniel D. Labio, MIT. We also have Mr. Nestor A. Velas, LPT, a College of Education faculty and a graduate of BS Ed English, and is currently taking his Master's of Arts in English and is on his thesis writing. Next, we have Miss Ivy N. Macagba, LPT Malt, a College of Education Program Head. She is a graduate of BS Ed English and is also a holder of Master of Arts in Language Teaching. We also have Miss Clarice Charity P. Mosquito, LPT, the IBED Activity Coordinator. She is a graduate of BS Ed Biological Science and is currently taking her Masters of Arts in Teaching College Physics. She is also in her thesis writing. We have also Engineer Mark Brian C. Tinabroso, MECPE, our program head in the Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. He is a graduate of Bachelor in Computer Engineering, major in Computer Engineering. And we also have Miss Christine Jade Lopez, LPT. She is a College of Education faculty, a graduate of Bachelor in Elementary Education, and is currently taking her Master in Education in Special Education, major in Intellectual Disability. She is also in her thesis writing. Next, we have Mr. Nero Hontiveros. He is the Academic Coordinator of the Senior High School Department and a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. Next, we have Mr. Lorinel Madeloso, MPA. He is the program head for the Bachelor in Public Administration and a graduate of Bachelor in Public Administration and a holder of Master's degree in Public Administration. Next, we have our faculty in the College of Arts and Sciences. We have Mr. Dario Cliven Ace Borja. He is a graduate of BS Biology and is currently taking his master's in biology and is also in his thesis writing. All right, so that composes our team, our Schoology team. So without further ado, let us welcome our first speaker this afternoon, Engineer Roniel D. Labio, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, as he discusses the synchronous and asynchronous class schedules. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ma'am Izel. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Notre Dameans. As we commence this academic year, many schools opt to continue their classes using the distance learning model. We know that the great effort that has been referred to as emergency remote learning taught us a lot about how we might better design learning experiences, both in person and in a remote or distance learning model. My part in this orientation is to inform everyone on the new schedule of our synchronous and asynchronous learning modalities. At the onset of the academic year 2020-2021, the NDMC administration set schedules for the synchronous and asynchronous classes or learning of our students. It is good to note that there are some students who dutifully check their Schoology accounts every minute, every hour of every day. Hence, this would require large internet data consumption for our students and would also mean additional cost if they are just subscribing to internet mobile data of promos. And I believe we have plenty or many students who are really just relying on this. We know how you feel, and we understand your present predicaments. We, your school administrators, also have to make sure that you will acquire quality and relevant education without spending much. Thus, the school's academic council decided that we have to make amendments on the previous synchronous and asynchronous schedule, and we have to make amendments on our policies. Starting this September, this will be our new schedule for our synchronous classes. Every month, prep school to grade 3 will have synchronous schedule on the first Saturday and Sunday of the month. While the grade 4 and grade 6 will have synchronous schedule on the first Monday and Tuesday of the month. The grade 7 to grade 10 of the junior high school will have synchronous schedule every second week of the month. That is the second Monday and Tuesday of the month. While in senior high school, grade 11 and grade 12 will have synchronous schedule every third Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of the month. The first year and the second year students in college will have synchronous classes every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday of the fourth week of the month. While the second year students of the college will have synchronous schedule every fourth Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of the month. In asynchronous schedule, We ask the faculty members to upload and publish all learning materials every Monday of the month. And so therefore, students will have to expect every Monday learning materials will be uploaded into your courses. And all assessment tasks must close every Saturday of the month. This will really help you to schedule on when to subscribe internet data every week. So that's all. As administrator, academic administrator, we would like to ask our faculty members and students to please take note of the new schedule for our synchronous and asynchronous classes. Thank you and good afternoon.
The prolonged class suspensions have affected millions of students worldwide. It should not get in the way of learning. In these times of confusion and anxiety, school administrators and teachers need all the help they can get to ensure the delivery of quality and relevant education. Good thing, there are learning solutions in place that can help make learning still effective and exciting despite the challenges brought about by COVID-19 and other threats. The pandemic presents an opportunity for the Department of Education and Commission on Higher Education to transition the school system to something more resilient to disruptions and more prepared not only for the current outbreak. This requires a new thinking, a new way of seeing education. The new normal does not have a definite shape yet. What is emerging is a menu of flexible learning options that adapt to learners in diverse contexts. In order to heed the call to continue education, for this academic year, NDMC is on full online learning status. Online distance learning is a way of learning remotely without being in regular face-to-face contact with the teacher in the classroom. It is interchangeably called as virtual learning, distance education, and online education. Teachers deliver learning and enable interaction despite the physical gap using online resources or tools. The mindset of online distance learning designers and teachers is anchored on the reality of the gap between the learners and the instructor, and to use various online resources or tools to minimize the negative impact of the separation on student outcomes and well-being. In the end, in online distance learning, teachers can still create and deliver powerful and meaningful experiences to students across the distance. How can Schoology make online distance learning work? Schoology is a cloud-based solution that brings together the best learning management system and assessment management to improve student performance, foster collaboration, and personalize learning. What can make online distance learning work are the powerful features of Schoology. Also, Schoology is an online learning, classroom management, and social networking platform that enhances student engagement and improves learning through better communication, collaboration, and increased access to curriculum and supplemental content. Here are the essential conditions that NDMC met and considered for the implementation of its online distance learning program. We ensure equity among students and teachers. Devices that can connect to the internet and the availability of a reliable and stable internet connection are the most basic tools and technical requirements for online distance education. With this, your NDMC Schoology Support Team conducted a survey and feedbacking to the students and teachers, assessing their readiness to adapt online distance learning. The data gathered informed the school administrators to thoroughly formulate policies on the conduct of synchronous and asynchronous learning modalities. In the end, the students' readiness, capability, and context are always our top considerations for these kinds of decisions. We also ensure that teachers are ready for online distance learning. It takes a series of relevant professional development, time, effort, and a new mindset to get teachers ready to shift to online distance learning. Teachers need to be supported as they learn new skills that would help them design online distance learning modules, craft appropriate assessment tools, and find ways to deliver helpful feedback to students. Curating the best learning materials also requires much time and work from teachers because they must evaluate and check for the appropriateness of these materials for their students. Teachers may need to create new learning materials, especially when the subjects or courses that they teach do not have much online resources available and accessible on the internet. To empower teachers to these things, NDMC provided support, funding, and relevant professional development for teachers. This brings opportunity for schools like NDMC to scale up training of the teachers for online learning instruction. We also ensure that students have the essential digital and technical skills needed to navigate the virtual environment. NDMC never assumes that her students are ready for online learning simply because they are digital natives. Thus, our key school officials organized a class simulation to ensure that the end users do not make serious mistakes while using the new application. A parents' orientation also took place to provide information on the rules, regulations, schedules, and services of Schoology and how these can support their kids' academic and personal goals. We also ensure appropriateness of online tools, digital security, and safety. Online distance learning opens the complicated and sometimes dangerous world of the World Wide Web to students like you. While there are a lot of affordances and advantages in using online learning tools, teachers must be careful and mindful of the different digital threats and issues students may encounter on the internet. Moreover, in terms of digital well-being, we consider the amount of screen time that our students are being exposed to. That is why our teachers balance their online activities with non-online learning activities. We have also provided guidelines or protocols to maintain digital well-being and safety among our students and our teachers. We also ensure that parents know their role in their children's online distance learning. Building and sustaining a strong home-school partnership can greatly help students to sustain their engagement and interaction with their teachers, classmates, and the content being learned. For teachers of younger students, additional supervision of or guidance from parents helps in ensuring that the young students are guided well in accessing and properly using the online resources being given to them. When students struggle, parents can also help them to connect with their teachers for a dedicated consultation or support. In emergency situations, online distance learning is a possible pathway to ensure readiness across the school community and stakeholders. When designed and sustained well, online distance learning can be a viable component of the new normal in a post-pandemic education, a pathway to education that continues to aim for equity and empowerment. For more details, please check these links. Thank you. Together, let's power up with Schoology.
Thank you, Ma'am. Indeed, this new normal in education is like a restart button for everybody to embrace technology as a partner in the delivery of instruction. So this time, let us have our next speaker. She will introduce to us, she will guide us on how to install and log in to Schoology. Let us welcome Miss Christine Jade Lopez, LPT. Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Miss Jade, and I will be having a short discussion about the Schoology installation. Before that, let me ask you first, how are you? Ikaw ba to? We do understand your feelings. We are all adjusting in this new normal setup. What we need to do is to work together to make this learning smooth for all of us. These questions might be coming out because may mga bagay pa tayong hindi alam about kay Schoology. So instead of whining, why don't we focus more on having solutions? We are now facing the new normal, and this requires a new mindset as well. From having face-to-face setup, we are now having it virtually through the use of the Schoology. These are the common tools that we will be needing as we continue to deliver learning for this year. You might be having a desktop, a laptop, or a mobile phone, while some uses tablets as well. And of course, a good or stable internet connection to access our learning management system. Do not worry, because Schoology does not require large consumption of data. Now, how to install Schoology properly? There are just two basic steps that we need to follow. First is that you can have it through the Google Play Store for Android users. And for iOS users, you can have it through the App Store. For those students who are using the desktop and laptop, no need for you to download the application. Just go directly to your web browser and type ndmc.schoology.com on your address bar, so that you will have an idea. For iOS users, this is how it looks like. Just download, install, and then open. Same steps to follow for our Android users. All you have to do is go to Play Store, look for Schoology, download it, install, and open. Once downloaded, this will be your interface. Well, it is easy as 1, 2, 3. if you can have these apps like Twitter, Facebook, Shopee, Instagram, Lazada, TikTok, and even Mobile Legends, then for sure you can have a space for Schoology too. Second thing to remember, as much as possible, avoid having the application through Share It. As observed, one of the common troubles why we cannot open and access our Schoology app is because we were not able to download properly the application itself. Kaya minsan, when we try to open it, parati siyang loading. About our connection, having unstable net connection is beyond our control. So maging pasensyoso lang po tayo. And before I end, let me leave some helpful tips for you. First is make sure to download these useful apps. These are just some of the applications that we will be using along with Schoology. And lastly, if there are materials that you cannot open or access using the Schoology application, please always try to log in first using the web browser before contacting your teacher. Just go to your web browser, type ndmc.schoology.com, and try to access the files that you cannot open while using the Schoology application. That would be all for my part. Thank you, everyone, and let us all power up with Schoology. Here, we learn together. Stay safe, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Jade. I hope wala nang magtatanong kung paano mag-log in or kung paano i-install yung Schoology because it has been clearly explained by Ma'am Jade. So this time, let us have our next speaker. He will introduce to us the basic navigation and icons that you can see on your Schoology app. So help me welcome Mr. Nero Hontiveros.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I am Nero Ontiveros, and I'll be discussing about the materials or the icons that we can see in our courses. This topic will help us to be familiar with icons and what to do with it. Just take note that the icons or materials in web version is the same with the mobile version. So let's start. So first is we have pages. Pages are resources containing text, images, videos, HTML, or any combination of these elements created by your instructor to supplement the course. By default, students must click into a page to view its content. However, instructors have the option to display a page inline so that its contents are expanded and visible from the materials page or from the folder level without having to click on the page. Second, we have files or links. Files or links that have been added to your course can appear inside or folders in the files or links area of the materials index. Typical files can be viewed in your browser without having to download the file. So this includes a Word document, Excel file, a PowerPoint presentation, a PDF, a video link, or a link of a website. Next is we have media albums. Media albums can contain photos, videos, or audio files. With your instructor's permission, you may comment on each item within the album or even upload your own files. And your instructor can also tag you and your classmates on specific photos. tagged photos of you will appear on your profile page. After a media album has been created by your instructor, and depending on the user permissions, you can also add files by clicking Add Media in the upper right corner of the album. Also, you can alter your file by clicking the file from the album page. Depending on the type of file or your user permission, you will have a number of options available to you. Next is we have discussions. Discussions are interactive conversations that allow participation between you, your classmates, and your instructor. Each discussion has threaded commenting, allowing you to respond to any post by another student. This is same with a Facebook status. For some courses, instructors may choose to moderate the discussion posts. Moderation requires a course admin to approve each post before it is published. When this feature is turned on, your post will not be immediately visible to other students. Another one is we have assessments. Assessments are a type of graded material used by instructor to evaluate their students' comprehension and readiness. Students can access their assessments from anywhere. They can access the other graded materials. You can find this one at material list in the main course page, the admin feed. You can also find your assessment in the calendar and also in the notifications feed. Grades for completed assessments with subjective questions like a short answer or an essay type questions will automatically appear in your feeds. Assessments may be timed or may allow multiple submissions. The particular settings of each assessment will vary depending on the instructor, the course. Another one is we have the test or quiz. It is a graded material type that the instructor used to assess the student's comprehension readiness. Students can access their tests or quizzes from anywhere. They can access other graded materials like in the material list in the main course page, the upcoming feed, the calendar, and also in the notifications feed. Tests or quizzes are composed of the following questions type like true or false. It can be also be a multiple choice, ordering, short answer or essay questions, fill in the blank, and also matching. Grades for completed tests or quizzes without sub questions like for a short answer essay questions, it will automatically appear in your grades. Test questions may be timed or may allow multiple submissions. The particular setting of each test or quiz will vary depending on your instructor, and of course, it depends on the course. And lastly, we have the assignments. These are graded material type. Each assignment may require you to make submission. Once you've made a submission, your instructor can grade your assignment. He or she can also provide feedback, and of course, he can upload a file back to you. So everything that I mentioned earlier can be accessed in support.schoology.com. You can see their helpful articles that help you navigating the Schoology. I think that would be all for me, and thank you for listening. Again, this is Nero Alhandeveros. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sir Nero Hontiveros. So I hope our students will not anymore be afraid upon seeing different icons in Schoology because it's easy to browse, and I hope you also explore so that you'll get acquainted with the different applications and navigations in Schoology. So again, thank you so much, Sir Nero. This time, let us welcome Mr. Daryl Cliven Ace Borja as he discusses assessment in Schoology. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Izel. Good day, Damians. My task for this afternoon is to show you some important tips for taking assessments. We all know that assessment is the heart and soul of any academic platform whether face-to-face or traditional type of learning process or open distance e-learning. This is also an indicator whether the learners really achieve the objectives of the topic. So let's start. So first of all, what is assessment? Okay, assessment is simply the process of gathering information on what students know based on their educational experience. Assessment results are typically used to identify areas for improvement and ensure that course content meets learning needs. In Schoology, assessment platform may be given as quiz, assignment, class participation, performance activities, and major examination. So let's proceed now. So we have two basic types of assessment. One is formative and the second is summative assessment. Formative assessment occurs within a course or lesson and are used to determine how well student is learning the material. They're best when they are ongoing, consistent, and provide critical feedback to learners. Online quizzes are ideal for measuring learning results across a wide audience. Why? Since each student takes the same test, you can compare and contrast results across different classes, schools, or communities. And then, of course, the most important one, we have summative assessment. So we have here are sometimes referred to as final exam and measure what the student has learned after completing a course. They can validate how well your content supports the course's overall learning goals. Okay, in Schoology app, since NDMC avails premium account, we have these types of questions. So we have multiple choice, true or false, matching type, ordering, fill in the blank text, fill in the blank drop down, fill in the blank drag and drop. We have also have short answer essay. So, and then of course, questions can also be available through audio, video, file upload, label image, most importantly doon sa elementary, highlight hotspot, highlight image, highlight text, match short answer, number line, and chart. So I will give you some tips for we have test taking tips. So we have the traditional tips for taking assessment plus, don't forget, the additional tips for online testing tools. Okay, let's discuss the online testing tools. So you need the line guide, magnifier, lalong-lalo na if you are using smartphone, sticky note, for your reminder, highlighter. Yes, you can use highlighter in a Schoology app. Pointer, that's basic. And then, of course, the cross-off option. So don't forget about that. And then, of course, gaya ng ginagawa natin kapag nagtitake tayo ng test, don't forget to read all directions carefully. Read the questions carefully. Make sure you know what is being asked. Look at all choices before you answer. Eliminate the answers you are wrong. Think carefully. And don't forget, check your work for accuracy. Always do your best, Dameans. Okay, so we have here before the online assessment. Ano yung dapat natin gawin? So don't forget to prepare. So number 1, read and understand the test guidelines. So follow these questions. So will the test take place at specific date and time? Or can you take the exam at any point during a particular window of time? Don't forget, in asynchronous, you all have your time to answer those assessments. But don't forget to take note of the due date and due time. Next, how much time will you have to complete the test? Okay, So don't forget, some items are time bounded. Next question, can you take the test at home? So if not, so find a place for you to take a test. Don't forget uh, to consider the internet connection. And then of course, are there any important need to know factors outlined by instructor? So in mathematics subject, so don't forget, like for example, na nagpa-provide yung teacher nyo ng calculator. So don't forget to bring that or have it with you. Next, we have know the test format. So what kinds of question will the instructor use on the exam? So basically, we have this multiple choice, true or false, matching type, and essay. So perhaps a combination of various types. Test yourself. If your instructor makes a practice exam available to you, take it. You may also find practice test in your class textbook if available. So if not available, you may go to online quiz site like, for example, Quizlet. Don't forget about that. Quizlet, practice yourselves. Okay, next. Check your device. Important. Why? So, like for example, baka lowbat ka na o yung load mo, masyadong konti na lang. So, set also your phone in optimal condition para hindi maghang. Okay? And then, if you are using computer, make sure to it that the hardware and software are correctly installed. Also, don't forget, make sure you'll be in a location with an adequate internet location. Why? Because some assessment can be done only one. Okay? So, find a place. Yung lakas yung internet connection. Okay? Of course, very basic. Study the class materials. So even online tayo, don't forget to study. Even everything is provided, don't forget to study your lesson. It's very important to review your notes and study with comprehension. Even though resources are there, it is very important that you learn something from the lesson posted by your teacher. Asynchronous way man or synchronous way. So in short, guys, or Dameans, ayaw kumpiyansa. Don't forget, every assessment that you will take is graded. And this will reflect to your record. And then, of course, plan your time. Okay, limit your time to that which will be allotted for the actual test and decide how long you will spend on each question. Okay, study the class materials and plan your time. Next, carve out a quiet test taking spot with minimal distractions. So alam nyo na yun. In short, turn off all notification from your messenger, IGs, email, messages from loved ones or friends, or set them to silent. And then of course, very basic, when you are doing your exam or when you are doing your assessment, shut off the TV and radio. Let your roommates or family know that you'll be taking a test. Yan. Sabihan mo si mama and papa or kapatid mo that you are having an assessment, an online assessment, so that they're less likely to interrupt you during that time. Okay? Next, determine when you will take the test. So in our area, if that is asynchronous, you can do that morning, siguro, no? Buntagon. You may have to take the exam at specific time. However, if the test will be available for several hours, choose a time that presents the least potential for distraction. Don't forget, okay, our internet connection in P. Palma and other areas talaga is very shaky. Then interruption and stress. Next, gather all that you need to take the test. So parang ito na yung open notes. You are taking exam or you are taking assessment, open notes. So if you have materials such as notes, books, or writing implements with you, be sure that they are set to go. And then of course, take a deep breathe. Okay? Once you're logged in, okay, don't forget about this. My students also, once you're logged in, take a moment to relax and get focused. Okay, that's so important. Okay, ito na tayo. During the online exam, so we have this word, focus. Keep an eye on the clock because some assessment are time bounded. You may want to set an alarm to notify you when you have limited time remaining in your testing period. If allowed by your instructor, okay, so wala naman si ma'am and sir nito, no? Print and save copies of the test questions as well as your answers for you to review, set as your review material for future purposes. This will prove extremely helpful if you have technical problems during the test or if you encounter issues while submitting your answers. Okay? So we have here the interface from desktop and from your mobile phone. Okay, don't forget about this. Okay. So in this interface, dito tayo sa quiz, the due date is Friday, yung sa upper left, August 28, 2020, and the time is 11:59. Always nyo tingnan ito na part para guided tayo. And then of course, don't forget to read the instructions. Okay? And then you can view at the bottom for the number of attempts been made. So in this case, you have attempted this assessment twice and reached the maximum allowed. Okay? Don't let that happen to you. Na nakagawa ka na ng 2 attempts and then hindi mo pa natapos yung assessment. Okay? Ito yung always yung tingnan. So the due date, the instructions, and then the attempts. Okay? So we have the desktop interface and the mobile phone interface. During the online exam, stay focused. Don't leave the test page. If you are permitted to search the web or check other websites for information, since malayo si teacher, opo, magagawa yan ninyo, but don't forget, assessments are said to be time-bounded. For some professors here in NDMC, as well as for senior high school teachers. And yes. And then technical problems. In short, don't panic. So like for example, nagloko yung network, don't panic. Stay calm. Okay? But do contact your instructor. So if you have GC, so you can immediately ask your instructor or sabihin mo, sir, ma'am, mahina po talaga yung connection. Nag-brown out po dito, hindi po namin natapos yung assessment. So mga ganyan po. Maintindihan naman po yung mga nila ma'am and sir yan. Detailing the exact problem that occurred and any error messages you might have received. If you can take a screenshot, okay, the power of screenshot will serve as your evidence. So that is also a helpful tool. Okay? Next, check your work before you submit it. Okay? In short, ayog dali-dali. Ensure that that every answer is complete and appears as you intended. Review the accuracy of your answers as well as your spelling and grammar. And then, if you are ready, then don't forget to click submit. Huwag mo nang lalabas doon sa window ng Schoology na hindi mo pa na-submit. Even though nasagutan mo na lahat ng items, kung hindi mo na-click yung submit, then walang mangyayari. So don't forget to click submit. Okay, so we have here in the screen the time left for this question. So take note of this. So once na matapos yung time, so you will proceed to the next item. And then of course, wala kang score dito. So take note of the time. So we have the computer or the desktop view, and we also have the phone or smartphone view. And then of course, ito na talaga. After the online exam. Okay, assess your own progress. Kahit wala si ma'am and sir, assess your own progress. How do you believe you did? What questions did you find confusing? Did you have to skip anything? Return to your notes and readings and see if you can find the answer to the question that challenged you. So yan, you can use that one for future purposes. Check your grade. Ito. So ito yung common problem natin ngayon o yung score natin. Kasi minsan yung score natin, even though we submitted the assessment, hindi nagre-reflect doon sa dashboard ni teacher. So immediately, ask your teacher for that score. Sayang pa yun. Okay? However, exams with written answers will take longer for your instructors to grade. So we have the subjective type. So allow some time to find out your score. So we have the group chat, the messenger, and also we have groups in the Schoology app. And then of course, ito talaga, wag mawala ng pag-asa. Ask yourself, how you can improve on the next exam. Did your study strategies work? Did your plan for taking the test online prove successful? Write down your observations and keep them in mind for the next time you take a test. Okay? So we have here. So I will show you kung ano yung ma-view ninyo doon sa phone ninyo and sa desktop ninyo on taking the assessment. Okay? Students can view and submit assessment from a mobile device. Okay? So, you can submit using your smartphone. Okay. For Android user and iOS user, to take advantage of all Schoology features, it is strongly recommended that users upgrade to the latest, don't forget, version of the Android or iOS app. Version. Schoology supports the latest 5 versions of Android. And whenever Google releases a new version of Android, Schoology will drop support for the oldest version it previously supported. Within the Android app, you can open an assessment from anywhere you normally access materials, such as the course materials page, calendar, upcoming feed, or notifications. Okay? Don't forget to embark in your mind these icons. Ibig sabihin, you have an assessment to do. No? So this jigsaw puzzle, yan po yung assessment natin. Logo. Assessment logo natin. So in this case, we have this quiz number 1. Okay, how to begin an assessment? Of course, tap the assessment, or manage assessment to open the assessments directly within the app. From here, you can start a new attempt or resume an attempt you have already started. So paano yan? Paano po yan? So meron yung blue button dito. Kindly click that one. But before clicking that start new attempt, make sure to hit na nabasa ninyo dito. We have the due date, instructions, and the attempts. Okay? So, and then of course, ito po yun. So, if you are going to start an attempt, in this case, you made 1 out of 2 attempts. So, you only have 1 remaining attempt. So, andyan po sa dashboard natin, makikita yung summary. So, we have time spent, last modified, and attempt. Okay? While in progress, don't panic. Take your time while the assessment is on progress. But make sure to it na yung take your time moment mo, kayang habulin yung time limit for each item. Okay? And then of course, try to review your answer before submitting. So check nyo muna, huwag magmadali, don't panic, and always read the instruction for your guidelines. So in this case, we have multiple choice. How are you going to answer that one? So you just simply type the letter. So meron pong instruction dyan. Make sure to it na nabasa ninyo. Okay? So final result, viewing the result. So in this case, the result will be viewed from this interface, and then malalaman mo kung saan yung tama mo, saan yung mali mo, and then yun na po. So at least you are guided kung tama or mali yung sagot mo. So very kwan talaga, no? State of the art itong Schoology natin. After you take the assessment or took the assessment, then ano na kaagad yung score ninyo. And then don't forget to review the final result. So if possible, have a screenshot of your final results sa assessment ninyo. Okay? And I think that would be all for my part. Thank you for listening. Good day, Dameans.
Thank you so much, Sir Dariel. I hope our students were able to take note of the tips because they are indeed helpful on their part. So in this new online modality, your learning is truly dependent on you sa ating mga estudyante. So I hope even if you are learning at the comfort of your homes, I hope you don't get too comfortable that you already forgot your responsibilities on your subject. So once again, thank you, Sir Dariel. So this time, for our next speaker, let us welcome Engineer Mark Brian Tenebroso, MECPE. He will be discussing the steps on how to submit graded materials in Schoology. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ma'am Izel. Good afternoon, Dameans. I am Sir Mark, and I am tasked to discuss this topic, submitting graded materials in Schoology. This topic is very important because these are the things that we are required to submit to, of course, gain points or grades in each of our subjects. Actually, there are 4 types of submission in Schoology. We have discussions, assignments, tests or quizzes, and assessments. First, we have discussions. Discussions are actually created to engage in active discussions or participation between students and teachers. Discussions can actually be graded or ungraded depending on your teacher. To participate in discussion for web browsers, click the discussion board created by your teacher, read the instructions of your or questions, then you can write a comment to participate in the discussion. For mobile phones, click the discussion created by your teacher, click on a comment tab, then to write a comment, click the plus button. In this portion, you can write your comments or discussions. Then click this send button for your comment. You will know if you have submitted your comment if it appeared in the discussion board. Next submission is the assignment. This is actually graded material. Sometimes we call it homework. Each assignment always needs a session. So this is how you'll be submitting assignments in your web browsers. From within the assignment, click Submit Assignment. Then you use the Add a Comment area for your questions and concerns. You can select one of these options for submitting your assignments. You can either upload, create, or resources. When you select upload, you can select a file from your computer or device. When you click or select create, you can create a document on the web using the text editor. And if you select resources, you can select a file from your saved resources. Then if you are done, you can click submit to finish. For mobile phones, click the assignment. Then you can read instructions of the assignments here. Then if you are ready to submit your assignment, just click the Grade Submissions tab. To upload your assignment, click the plus button. Then click Upload Submission. To select the file you have created, just click the file, then select assignment file. You will be uploaded face. Then click the send button to submit your assignment. After submission, the Schoology will determine if you have submitted your assignment on time or late. If you have revisions, you can always resubmit your assignment. Otherwise, you are already done with your assignment. Next will be the tests or quizzes and assessments. These are actually graded materials that will assess the student's comprehension and readiness. To take the quiz in the web browser, click on the name of the quiz or test, click Start New Attempt, answer the questions appropriately, then click Submit when you are ready to submit the test or quiz to your instructor. For your mobile phones, click on the quiz. Then, if you are ready to take the quiz, click Start New Attempt. You can now start answering the quiz. If you are done answering each item, just click Submit. You will then be prompted to confirm your submission. A notification will then appear that you have already submitted your quiz or test. And lastly, we have our assessments. Assessments are actually created for examinations and other periodical assessments. You will be given enough time, like your examinations, to take this type of material. For those who are using laptop computers through web browsers, these will be the steps. Click on the name of the assessment, click Start Attempt, answer the questions appropriately, click Review to review your answers, click Finish when you have completely reviewed your answers, click Yes to submit your assessment attempt, click No if you need to continue a review of your attempt. For your mobile phones, click the assessment given by the teacher. Whenever you are ready, you can click Start Attempt to start the assessment. You can now start answering questions in your assessment. To proceed to the next question, just click Next. You will know if you are in this item if the Schoology app will prompt you to review your answers. If you are done reviewing, you can now click Finish to submit your assessment. You will then be informed that you have already submitted your attempt. So that's it. Those are the usual graded materials that need to be submitted in Schoology. Thank you, everyone. Again, let us power up with Schoology and let us learn together.
Thank you so much, Sir Mark, for that informative presentation. This time, we will be discussing completion rule in Schoology because there are many students who are asking, Ma'am, bakit hindi namin ma-click yung next folder? Bakit hindi kami makaproceed sa next na task? So here's the presentation that you've been waiting. Let's welcome Mr. Nestor Velas in the students' completion. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Hello everyone, I am Sir Ness and I am tasked to give you a background and preview about one of the most important features in Schoology called student completion. As observed, a lot of students have been asking about them cannot be able to proceed or open their proceeding materials in their Schoology. Some are asking, nganong dili man ako ma-open or ma-click ning sulod sa folder sa among course? Well, the explanation to that concerns mostly on student completion. First of all, what is student completion? So, student completion is a rule or a requirement placed on course folder or course material that enable teachers to structure the flow of their course. And it is also used by the teachers, by the administrators, to create a self-paced learning for the students. In short, the result that it will bring to students is that they would not be able to just proceed directly to the next material or materials without accomplishing first the previous or the current materials that they are working on with. With the completion rule, the student would not be able to skip assignments, handout, or videos. If there is an assignment or an assessment, or maybe materials like PDF files, Word files, presentations, the student has to accomplish it based on the sequence of the materials inside the folder in order to make a submission and to proceed to the next one. So for the students, how will you make sure that you will really accomplish the task required to complete the materials and thereby allowing you to proceed next? So let's have a preview now of the materials in our Schoology courses and talk about how are you going to make sure that the completion requirements will run smoothly as you go through with your lessons. Always remember that student completion works only inside folders in the Schoology materials. So if you can see a folder or a series of folders, in order to accomplish the folder completion requirement, you have to accomplish and finish the tasks required for each material inside the folder. In short, you cannot proceed to the next folder if you will not finish all of the materials inside the previous or the current folder that you are currently working on with. How about for multimedia files such as pictures, videos, and MP3 files? Well, in order to accomplish the task and proceed to the next material, all you have to do is view the item. For a video or for example, for a YouTube link, you have to view the video from the start up to finish in order to unlock the completion requirement for that material. Okay, how about for document files such as pictures or PDF files or maybe Word files? The same with the previous one, you have to view the item. And make sure that when you view the PDF file, make sure that you will view it up to the last page to make sure that you will really accomplish the completion requirement for that material. It's because there are some students who are asking, ma'am, sir, give-view man na mo ang PDF file ni ma'am, ang iyang handout, but then di gyapon ni ka proceed. Well, ang iba kasi namang students is they just open the handout without reading the PDF file or the handout. So you have to really read the handout up to the last page. Okay, for the discussion boards, whether graded or not, in order to proceed, the student has to accomplish any among these three options. We have three options here. You can either view the item, post a comment or a reply, and maybe score at least. But here, it depends on what the teacher will set, kung ano yung pipiliin niya sa tatlo. Okay, how about in your assessments? Assessments such as quizzes, yung exam. So the student has to accomplish first any among these three options, the same with the previous one. These are, the student must view the item, or maybe make a submission, or even score at least. For those who are asking about the necessity of student completion, well, the most significant purpose of this feature is mastery learning. Also, it helps teachers facilitate self-paced learning among students, thus helping the school in the asynchronous activities for both the teachers and, of course, the students. So I guess that's all I will be sharing about the concept of student completion. If you have still further questions about Schoology navigation, I would like you to go to this website. There are a lot of articles here that may help you with your questions. Just go to support.schoology.com. So I am Sir Nestor A. Velas, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Sir Nestor, for shedding light on student completion. I hope naliwanagan yung ating mga estudyante na mayroong questions about this. So this time, let us have our second to the last speaker. We are now down to our second to the last speaker. He will be discussing about how to maximize the use of YouTube as a third-party tool in Schoology app. So let us welcome Mr. Lorinel Madeloso, MPA. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. Okay, so I'll be explaining why teachers are using YouTube. So because there is an issue actually arising that teachers are actually just using YouTube for no reasons at all, or as they say, we are nurturing dreams and molding bloggers, but actually it is more than that. Okay, so the very reason why teachers are using YouTube in Odell is that first, there are amazing ways to elevate and energize instruction through using technology tools. One resource that's popular with the students of all ages, from the youngest to the oldest, is the video hosting website, YouTube. YouTube lets anyone with a free account upload videos. Many organizations host collections of videos on this site, which is organized into channels. In addition to locating content, teachers can create their own YouTube channels to share videos and showcase student work. You know already that e-learning videos can be very powerful learning tool as they add a dynamic element to your e-learning courses. In short, we are not just simply using YouTube because we wanted to, but we know that YouTube will be significant third-party tool to enhance learning. They can also be particularly entertaining and rewatched as many times as your learners wish. This is why video sharing website YouTube can provide unlimited opportunities to enhance your e-learning course by not only using countless videos you can find there, but also creating your own to help your audience achieve their learning goals and objectives. The only thing you should pay attention to is ensuring that videos you are using are aligned with your expected learning outcomes and are appropriate for the learning audience. In my presentation, I'll be giving you the 10 important reasons why YouTube should be part of ODEL or Open Distance E-Learning. The first one is it is really easy to integrate. Adding YouTube videos to your e-learning courses is an easy task due to the variety of authoring tools and learning management systems out there. You can use YouTube videos to introduce a topic, explain an online activity, motivate your learners, or simply extend the information conveyed by the e-learning course. For instance, we have Schoology as the learning management tools, and we offer YouTube as one of the third-party apps to enhance learning. Second, it can be used to create an e-learning community. As you have probably seen for yourself, everyone has a voice in YouTube. Using it as a social learning platform offers you opportunity to build a strong e-learning community where everyone can comment, contribute, and share their opinions and ideas. Number three, it generates and promotes online discussion. E-learning videos are particularly effective facilitators for analysis. After viewing a YouTube video, you can encourage online discussion by asking your learners to add to their personal insights. For instance, what did they like about the video? Was there anything they didn't understand? How did the e-learning video relate to their personal experiences and feelings? You can also ask them to share other YouTube video. So, number four, it is ideal for mobile learning. So since most of the student learners in NDMC are actually using their mobile phones in learning, it is very ideal to use YouTube. Uploading e-learning content to YouTube makes it available throughout the YouTube network, which means that your learners can access it and view it on the go via their smartphones and tablets. Use It doesn't matter how small the screen is. You can use YouTube as a platform for not only searching online videos resources, but also sharing presentation and inviting your learners to take an active part through their commenting. Number five, it allows for micro-learning. So how about the short, effective, and instructional videos on YouTube? Using videos for microlearning ensures that complex procedures and demonstrations of specific skills are delivered in small quantities, which enhances knowledge retention. Furthermore, because YouTube is available on all devices and allows your learners to watch longer e-learning videos in short segments, your audience can watch the videos whenever they like and take their own time to absorb the information being offered. Number six, it encourages the development of note-taking skills. Note-taking skills are important both for students and employees, as the ability to analyze information and focus on important points help dealing with the information overload of the modern world. Using YouTube videos as part of your e-learning course encourages your audience to develop their note-taking skills by viewing, rewinding, and replaying the YouTube video material until they have finally grasped its essence and key points. You can even create online assignments based on these. For instance, by asking your learners to describe in a few words what they have just seen in a video in a specific time frame. Number seven, it enhances comprehension of complex concepts. Certain subjects can be difficult to explain, especially if we will only use documents and PDF. Using YouTube as a virtual library to support your e-learning content by providing your learners with access to its videos allows you to better illustrate complex concepts, procedures, and ideas. Videos are ideal for demonstrating steps and especially in corporate training. Walking your audience through a process via video clip can be truly effective. Visual context help learners to easily acquire and retain knowledge, as well as develop specific skill sets, as demonstration is the most effective way to get a message across. Number 8, it allows learners to make their own YouTube videos. So finally, asking your learners to be involved in a video production as part of an online group assignment will help them not only ensure that they can use the important information they have learned, but also develop and enhance their visual literacy and creativity. Consider providing them with the clear guidelines to know exactly what is expected of them, as well as the necessary tools and resources. You can also use their YouTube videos to encourage feedback exchange among your learners, which promotes discussion and boosts knowledge retention. Number 9, it consumes less open data access compared to other video platforms. That's why if you try to observe, if you are registered into different promos or any promos that consumes open data access, as you observe, YouTube only consumes less data compared to other video platforms. And lastly, all mobile networks, both Globe and Smart, are offering free YouTube viewing in their load promos. So because of this humanitarian reason that teachers are actually maximizing the use of YouTube. So if you wanted to visit the different promos in different networks, just visit these links. Now for Globe, we have www.globe.com.ph. So and we have for TM, for Smart, and for TNT. So that will be all. Thank you for listening. We will be power up with Schoology. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Lorinel. Natawa ako doon sa Nurturing Dreams and Molding Vloggers. I hope our students know that your teachers, we as your teachers, are exploring varied apps just to ensure that the learning, the competency, and the skills that you should learn in a face-to-face classroom shall be brought in a virtual environment. So, kasi in NDMC, we wanted to make sure that the quality of learning that you expect from us shall still be brought online. So and YouTube is just one of those. So again, thank you so much, Sir Lorinel. We are now down to our last speaker for this afternoon. But before that, I'd like to encourage our viewers that if you still have questions or concerns that were not yet answered by the presentations this afternoon, which concerns Schoology, kindly leave them at the comment section, because after this, our next speaker, we will have the open forum. All right, so please help me welcome our last speaker this afternoon. She will be discussing one of the most interesting parts about Schoology, and that is the parents account. So help me welcome Miss Clares Charity Mosquito LPT. Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to all our viewers, especially to our Notre Damean parents and students. Kumusta po kayong lahat? Sana ay nasa mabuting kalagayan po kayo, pati po ang mga signal po natin dyan ngayon. So this time, we will be talking about the parents account in Schoology. Having a parent account in Schoology is actually like having two accounts. One is your personal account with your own name and information, and your child activity view. From here, you can monitor your child's account and receive updates about his or her activity. How to sign up parent account in Schoology? So parent account is a great way to engage parents and guardians of our students, since we are emphasizing that we are all in this together as we thrive in this pandemic. It is binding to have you and to always include you, our dear parents, in our new normal academic year. We will try to make sure that you are not out of the picture. So in order for us to do that, I'm going to show you on how to sign up a parent account in Schoology with only 5 easy steps. So let's check this out. Our first step is in any of your web browser, just type www.schoology.com. Web browsers may be Google Chrome, Apple Safari, Opera freeware web browser, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, among others. And when done, this is the interface that you are going to see. Step number 2, click Sign Up at the upper right corner of the page and choose Parent. All right. Step number 3, you have to enter your parent access code. The one thing a parent will need to get started is the parent access code. This is a 12-digit code that you'll receive from your child's advisor or program head. That's how it look like. And then the fourth step is to fill out the form with your information. First name, last name. You have to give your email address, then the password, and you have to confirm the password. Next to that is the clicking of the 2 cute boxes below. First box is optional as to whether you wanted to subscribe to the Schoology Exchange blog, while the next box would mean that you agree to the privacy and terms of the Schoology. You have to click that one. And the fifth and final step is that you have to click register to complete. Now you have created your Schoology account with the bonus that you're able to check on your child or children's account. Ayan, very easy lang po mga mommy and daddy na nanonood sa atin ngayon. 5 steps lang po yun. Alright? So once registered na po tayo, your profile is located in the upper right side of your screen. When you log into Schoology, you land into your homepage. This homepage displays a recent activity feed of updates and upcoming events at the school. This area only displays information pertinent to your account and does not show any of your child's content. To view the summary of your child's activity in Schoology and upcoming items associated with their school, courses, and groups, you may toggle between your account and your child's account. So you may start by clicking on the arrow. Sorry. You may start on the arrow in the upper right corner next to your name. Yan po, as you can see. And then you have to select your child's name to switch into his or her account. The check mark in this drop-down menu indicates which account you are currently viewing. When you switch into your child's account, your child's name will appear in the profile box. Aside from that, you will also be seeing a note located in the upper middle part of your screen that says you are viewing your child's account. Parent account can view student courses or subjects. Parents can monitor the record of attendance of his or her and her children during the synchronous meetings or conferences, and even their own academic progress, including teachers' feedback and comments. Here are some frequently asked questions of parents whose child or children are into Schoology. What are the benefits of having parent account in Schoology? Well, Schoology can give you a closer look at your students' learning progress. Parents can remind their child of their requirements that need to be done, or teachers given assignments that will due soon. Aside, parents will always be the inspiration of our children. Thus, let's help keeping our students motivated in their online classes. Next question, does Schoology have a mobile app? Yes po, opo is our answer to that question. The Schoology app is available for download from the Apple App Store, Google Play, or Amazon app. Next, what can parents see in Schoology? Well, parents can view courses calendars for all of their students. And parents cannot view submitted assignments, comments from other children in the class, or feedback provided by teachers. So only your child's progress, only your child's updates ang maa-access or ma-view ng ating mga parents. All right. What if I have 2 or more child using Schoology? If you already have a parent account in Schoology for one child, you can add additional children to your account. Student access code can also be used repeatedly for multiple parents to create accounts. So to add additional children, please follow these steps. 1. Obtain the parent access code of the other child or children. Second, return to your Schoology account and click on the down-facing arrow in the upper right to select Add Child. And then, after entering the parent access code for that child, his or her information will also be accessible. How do I log in once I created my Schoology parent account? So parents will log into Schoology by visiting www.schoology.com. And a friendly reminder lang po, don't forget to take note of your email and password in order not to have any problem the next time you log in again sa Schoology. All right? Next. Who will give the parent access code of my child or children? So listen, my dear parents, the admin will set the date for the releasing of parent access code the soonest possible time. For the grade school, junior high school, and senior high school students, parent access code will be given by the advisor. For college students, parents access code will be given by the program heads. Note lang po, parent access code are unique to each student but can be used to make multiple parent accounts. That means in one child can be monitored by mother, father, grandparents, uncles and aunties, godparents, and even boss ni father or whosoever. So we can create multiple account from one parent access code. Okay? Next, if your parent access code does not allow you to register, or if the code does not have 12 digits, please contact your child's advisor or program head for more information. Yes, you can send your queries through text, private message in Schoology, or in Messenger during office hours. So let's review one last time, my dear parents. It's only 5 easy steps. 1, you have to visit www.schoology.com. Next, click sign up. And then you have to enter the parent access code. 4th, you have to fill out the form and just click register and you're good to go. So as the African proverb emphasized, that it takes a village to raise a child. So we are all in this together. Sama-sama po lahat tayo. This is once again your teacher, Charity. Enjoy the rest of your day. Once again, good afternoon, Dameans.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So I hope our parents and our the guardians of our students are able to listen to that presentation for you to monitor the learning progress of your children. All right, so may I request our Schoology team to please let us see your faces because we will now be having our open forum para makita kayo ng ating viewers. aside from your handsome and pretty profile pictures, let us see your faces. Ayan. So, ayan po ang ating mga Schoology team. They are behind NDMC's online learning platform. So, nakakatawa because we can see the shift, no? The transformation because we were used to having speakers or trainers na medyo, how do we call that? Medyo mature, a little old, but now we are having millennials. They are the ones who trained our faculty to be adept in the use of Schoology. So this time, let us have our open forum. We only have few questions, so hindi ko alam if we should be glad kasi konti na lang yung kanilang mga concerns. So let me read the first one. You can just raise your hand siguro, Schoology team, if you wanted to answer to the question, all right? So eto, hello, good afternoon, ma'am. Sir, this is from Blessamy Magbanwa. What to do po if ever my file or documents na hindi ma-open? Suggestion po ng teacher, magdala kami ng flash drive, tas puntahan siya. The problem is most of us is malayo ang area. Other alternative way po to open files and nakastipulate dito yung file is Prezi. I think that is parang PowerPoint application, yung Prezi daw na file. And we have similar question. Any suggestion regarding the Prezi file, kung paano siya ma-open? Yon, kasi the suggestion of the teacher is to bring flash drive down. The problem is they are coming from far-flung areas, I guess. Sige, who would like to answer that question? Prezi file daw yung ginamit ni teacher.
Hello, Ma'am Izel. Can I answer that question po?
Sure, Sir Nestor.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to thank Jewel, Pearl, and Magbanwa for that question. I am glad that they are into Prezi, and that's a very nice presentation o yung software na ginagamit natin. However, sana may follow-up question sana ko bakit Prezi ang ginamit ni Jewel. So if gi-require talaga siya ng teacher na ipasa yung teacher po ba ang nagbigay, Ma'am Izel?
Teacher ang gumamit ng Prezi file, I think, if I'm right.
Okay. So ang nagpo-problema ngayon is yung students, paano nila i-open yung file?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so in that case, ma'am, I would like to suggest to Jewel na to email or to chat her teacher na if possible, try to ask what version of Prezi na ginagamit ni ma'am or ni sir. And then ask the teacher if the teacher can, if pwede bang i-convert ng teacher yung kanyang Prezi presentation into video kasi meron po tayong option sa Prezi, Ma'am Izel. The teacher has the Prezi has that feature na pwedeng i-convert yung presentation into video para ma-share sa mga bata. Yun po, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sir Nestor. So if I'm right, ask the teacher if she could convert the file into a video.
Yes
and
po, ma'am.
ask kung anong version
that
ng
video,
Prezi.
yun na po yung i-share niya sa mga students niya, Ma'am Izel.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I hope naliwanagan yung ating estudyante. We have another question here. Grade 7 siya na transferee, still waiting for Schoology access. So meron pa pala tayong mga students na walang Schoology account. Grade 7 transferee daw po ito, Sir Nestor. Hi, hello, sir.
Good afternoon. I'd like to answer the question or concern of the student. If the student doesn't have the account yet, paki-message lang po tayo sa ating FB page so we can we will know the name of the student and we can create her account or his account immediately. Or pwede niyang i-comment na lang yung kanyang name sa comment box so we can take note of the name and we can create the account of the student.
Sige, sir. Noted po yon. Thank you so much, sir. Send ko po sa'yo mamaya yung screenshot po. All right, so we have another question here. Good afternoon, ma'am. On some quizzes po that have 3 attempts, on which attempt ba will be recorded? Will it be the one with the highest score? Kasi we have encountered po na maximum of 3 attempts, and nag-reflect po until now is yung second attempt score, and the teacher is still not checking or recording the third attempt, which is his final answer to the quiz. Ayan. Yun po yung question. Which attempt daw ba will be recorded? Sige, who would like to answer that from our team?
Sir Madiloso will answer, Ma'am Zel.
Okay. Sige. Hello, Sir Lorinel.
Good afternoon. For that concern, so we need to
Nakamute ka na.
So good afternoon. Regarding that question, we need to make it sure first that assessment is an essay or an objective type. So pag objective type, automatically it will be graded. So it will be reflected depende sa nasaset ng teacher natin if it is based on the highest score or based on the latest submission. So nakadepende yan sa teacher niyo. So make it sure to ask na kung merong 3 attempts, 2 attempts, yung teacher ninyo nakaset siya ng highest score, yung magiging recorded. Or else, mangyayari yan, yung pinaka-latest submission ninyo, yung mare-record. And for those submissions ninyo, quizzes na hindi pa graded, most probably the issues are, actually it's not an issue, but rather kung ang essay yun siya, a short essay question or answer, it will be manually checked by your teacher. Pero kung yung matching type, ordering, yung ginawa ng teacher ninyo, make it sure to ask your teachers if they set that into exact match or it will be partial match. Kasi nakadepende din yun sa teacher niyo. Kaya make it sure to ask, no? Kung partial match ba siya or exact match. Okay? Or case sensitive. Kasi usually, tingin niyo tama yung pagkasagot ninyo, pero exactly kung paano niya in-input yung answer, yun din ang lalabas. Okay? So that will be all regarding the question.
Thank you so much, Sir Lorinel. So I hope you are already enlightened on that. Meron tayong another question dito on the student progress. Kasi po, even na naka-view and naka-reply na po kami, sometimes hindi po nag-green check ang specific folder or task. And even though naka-complete na kami sa mga tasks, in sequential order, the tasks and folders below sometimes hindi po ma-open. Ayan. Again, may I repeat this question on the student progress? Even naka-view and naka-reply na po kami times, walang green check ang specific folder or task. And even though naka-complete na kami sa mga tasks in sequential order, the tasks and folders sometimes cannot be open.
Okay, Ma'am Izel, can I answer that question
Sure,
po?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, for the student po, if he or she uses a smartphone, and then the progress report or yung student completion does not work, I suggest use a computer using a browser. And then please refresh the tab and check if the completion requirement is already working among the files. If hindi po talaga siya hindi po talaga nag-work yung completion requirement through all the materials, I would like to suggest na during that time, he or she will contact the teacher and ask the teacher if pwedeng i-disable mo na yung completion requirement para makaproceed sila. Maybe because that's there is some glitch in our system din po, hindi din po siya naiiwasan.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Nestor. So, I personally encourage my students to message me if they have concerns regarding the task I'm giving them. Kasi sometimes, yun nga, technology is vulnerable then. So, baka
Yes,
may mga
ma'am.
glitches. So, you can always ask your teacher in a polite way to give considerations on the activities that are given to you. Ayan,
Yes
thank you
po.
so much, Sir Nestor. So I think we are now down to our last question. Nakakatuwa kasi walang masyadong tanong. I hope naintindihan na nila kasi walang masyadong tanong. So we are down to our last question this afternoon. And I think magandang tanong ito. I would like to raise a question on how to delete wrong submitted file in Schoology. I think wrong or unfinished. Tapos na send, wrong or unfinished file in Schoology.
Okay, I think that question came from Kit Camille Apatan.
Yeah.
So we have also experienced that. And it's normal, especially if our network connection is unstable. So I would like to suggest that the student or kid, please message your teacher na pwedeng i-delete niyo yung first submission mo para makasubmit ka ulit. The only person who can delete a wrong submitted attempt is yung teacher. Yun lang po.
Ayan, thank you. May tanong pa pala, pahabol. Kasi kapag sumasagot daw yung mga students and then biglang nawala yung kanilang connection, they have to type again their answer. So baka essay and then na-type nila and then halfway nawala yung connection, so they have to type again. So do you have some tips? Baka pwedeng sa Word, Microsoft Word, ba muna
Yes, Ma'am Ezel.
or baka you have more suggestions po, sir.
Opo. I notice you're asking essay type of
Yeah,
test.
for example, yes.
As the student types the question, habang hindi niya pa nahihit yung submit button, hindi talaga siya masasubmit. That's why I suggest to all the students, if you have an essay type of test, before trying to encode or type your answers on the dialog box, just try to draft first your answer on a separate Word file or any word editing application po. And then that only happens if the test is subjective. But if the test naman po is objective, for example, multiple choice, true or false, matching type, automatic real-time po nasisave yung answer ng mga bata.
Okay. Meron pala akong hindi nakitang, thank you Sir Nestor, meron pala
You're
akong
welcome.
hindi nakitang tanong kanina. Kung walang YouTube, pwede ba sa FB makita yung lesson? I don't know kung ano yung specifically yung kanyang ibig sabihin, pero ito yung tanong. If wala pong YouTube, pwede ba sa FB makita yung lesson? That's
Hello
the question.
So one of the reasons po na we are using Facebook is that why we are using YouTube to deliver our video content is that less yung consumption ng YouTube compared with the YouTube app compared with the Facebook app. And then if the student really wants the video content to be delivered using Facebook, I think that depends na po on the part of the teacher. For me personally, I do not like to upload my videos in Facebook kasi Facebook, a lot of people can see that. Maybe it depends on the teacher kung ano yung preferred style ng teachers ng pagtuturo. Anyway, I am also using Facebook, but I do not divulge all my materials in the Facebook din naman po. Maybe he or she can ask the teacher kung wala talagang ibang means na ma-share yung video. Yun po, Ma'am Izel.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I think we don't have any more questions to answer, and I'd like to thank everyone for tuning to us today. And in the next few days, probably we can do another live presentation on how to navigate more on your Schoology. And probably we can also make schedules on different application softwares that could be very helpful for your study. So everyone, thank you to our speakers, to our moderator, Ma'am Isel, and to our Schoology team. Good afternoon, Notre Damians. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye-bye.